Evan Peters has recently admitted that portraying the role of Jeffrey Dahmer has made a huge impact on him. In today's video, we are going to discuss how he prepared himself for the role of Jeffrey Dahmer. Stay tuned to find out more. When Peters got a call from Murphy about the role of Dahmer in the series, the actor quickly jumped into his research. In an interview posted on Netflix's YouTube channel, the X-Men star said he immediately went to YouTube as Murphy told him to watch the Stone Phillips interview. He found some audio of what sounds like a psychologist interviewing him or even a detective, where he's relaying what he went through. And the way that he's speaking is very candid and very normal. Evan claimed that he was scared about the things Jeffrey Dahmer did, which made it hard to step into the character. He said, "Honestly, I was very scared about all of the things that he did, and diving into that and trying to engage to that was absolutely going to be one of the toughest things I've ever had to do in my life because I wanted it to be very real. But in order to do that, I was gonna have to go to really dark places and stay there for a long period of time. To get lost in that, it was a challenge to try to have this person who seemingly was so natural, but underneath all of it, had this whole world that he was keeping secret from everybody. So, we had one rule going into this from Ryan that it would never be told from Dahmer's point of view." In 2021, while filming the limited series, Peters told that he did a lot of research about Dahmer. It got to a point where he had to stop himself. He has read so much, watched so much, and have seen so much that at a certain point, he had to say to himself that this is enough. For Dahmer, it was more about maintaining the idea and through the line of why you are telling the story and always having that as your guiding light. But there is so much material for Dahmer that he thinks it's extremely important to make it really honest. So he had been doing a lot of research, and it was very interesting thing for him. He could play around with levels of naturalism and understatedness versus the zany, which is very clearly for a TV show meant for entertainment. If you're liking this content so far, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Now, let's continue. Dahmer was recently premiered on the streaming giant, and thanks to everyone's obsessions with notorious figures, it was able to take off in no time at all, for becoming one of Netflix's most successful debuts. There are multiple elements that went into the project succeeding on Netflix, one of which is Evan Peters' performances. Simply put, the man turned his acting chops and quickly put the world on notice. Dahmer's 1994 interview was a priority of Peters along with some other pieces of media. In an interview, Evan Peters said he watched the interview and then proceeded to read biographies. He also found some audio that sounds like a psychologist interviewing him. A lot went into bringing Jeffrey Dahmer to life in the most valid way possible, and for Evan Peters, there was a special rule that he had to follow while getting ready for the role. So, what was the one rule that Evan Peters had to follow to play Jeffrey Dahmer? Well, according to Peters, it was all about making sure that Dahmer would not be depicted as a sympathetic character. He said, "We had one rule going into this from Ryan Murphy that it would never be told from Dahmer's point of view. As an audience, you are not really sympathizing with him. You are not really getting into his hardship. You are more kind of watching it from the outside. This is a huge contrast to Zac Efron's extremely wicked, shockingly evil and foul, which saw a sometimes emotional portrayal of Ted Bundy." Peters has said that it is called as the Jeffrey Dahmer's story, but it is not just him and his backstory. It's the repercussion. It's how society and our system failed to stop him multiple times because of racism and homophobia. This turned out to be the right idea, as the project has been a massive success so far for Netflix. According to reports, this show, which goes by the full title Dahmer Monster, The Jeffrey Dahmer Story, has been seen worldwide for a total of 701.4 million hours from its release date on September 21. By comparison, the second season of Bridgerton was watched for 656.3 million hours in its first 28 days of release. Bridgerton first season was watched for 625.5 million in its first 28 days. Thanks to all the decision made, Dahmer is off and running for Netflix, and it has helped Evan Peters reach a completely new level of fame in his career. With that being said, it's time to end our today's video. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stuff. Peace out.